Okay, so we already talked about Atlanta episode 1. Let's talk about episode 2. And I'm going to be doing these weekly now. So I'm going to try and catch up with 2 and 3 doing the videos. So 3 should be out probably by the time you're watching this video. But let's talk about number 2. So pretty much this episode pretty much is the beginning of the story for season 3 for our characters. Where season 3 episode 1 was more of, as Donald Glover says, not part of the season itself, but more as a sort of like feeling of where the season is, as it told 2 different stories that aren't tied really into our main plot with Earn, Al, and Darius, and Van, who Van actually is going to be a main part about this season, and we'll definitely follow her a lot more than we did in the previous seasons. As many of you know, her character was very underdeveloped compared to a lot of the other characters, so this season they're going to change that, and we're going to get to see more of her, and she's definitely in a place where she feels a lot more lost, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, especially with them being away from home as well. I think that's going to be a big theme this season, is being away from what you know and out of your comfort zone and trying to figure everything out, right? So pretty much this episode followed Van and Darius doing like a complete different thing from what Al and Earn were doing, but it all sort of like encompasses the feelings that they have. So Van actually is here trying to sort of find herself. As I said, she has lost the job she was going out for, and she's trying to figure out who she is and wants to do. And so her and Darius actually end up at a like deaf cult type thing with a deaf doula who is out there to help somebody pass on to the next life in a more satisfying way, as she puts it, but it's a little bit crazy. So Van and Darius end up going to the party, whatever you want to call it, and Darius is over there talking about it's probably Tupac who's here, as he brings up the theory about Tupac going to a Caribbean island and faking his death. But as we see, it is not Tupac. It is actually another man who is there. And when you think that things are about to go in a different manner, I think Van and Darius were thinking this was going to be some peaceful, like, death ceremony, whatever. It turns gruesome quick as the man is sort of suffocated. And it's very violent and gruesome. So definitely not what they were expecting. But I think the speech really did get to Van as well. She was hearing the deaf doula talk about death and life and all of that, so I think that's going to play an integral part into this whole season and where she goes with her character. But I do believe that whole ceremony thing was crazy, and it definitely left you a little ugh. So needs to get Paperboy out of jail, as he has gone to jail after an altercation between 2 women at his hotel, and just shit went bonkers there. Eventually, Earn does come up with the money to get Paperboy out of jail by asking the promoter for an advance, which is like 20 grand. Now, while all of this is happening, Al is actually in jail, and we see that the jail, he's living it up in there, actually. He's getting the special meals, he's getting a pretty good room, he sees the fans out there, and he sees the support he has. He's asking for cubed ice, not crushed, and he's like, damn, this is different than what I thought it would be. Now all of this is cut short as Earn does bail him out eventually, and Al is just like, well, do I still get myself or what? They eventually do end up getting out and go to the concert, where they see that there's actually the festival going on around the town, which is not sitting right with Al and Earn, and I don't think anybody watching would sit right with them either. I believe they are celebrating Zwarte Piet. I think that's the name of the character they're celebrating here. And what's really messed up about this character is the people wear like a curly hair with blackface. Now they do say that it's suit, but still it don't look right at all. And Paperboy and Earn are just like, yeah, this is something else entirely. I don't even want to know more about this. I'm done with this. This is just messed up. Eventually, they do get to the concert, but then Paperboy is like, I ain't doing this concert, because when he peeks out at the curtain, everybody's wearing the blackface, and it is just so fucked up on optics and everything if you really look at it. Earn has to handle everything with the promoter, who goes batshit crazy because of this, because he's like, nah, we promised him, Paperboy, you're going to deliver him and all of this. And Earn's like, insurance will take care of it, but we're out. The promoter goes crazy, and he just attacks somebody else wearing blackface and just pretends it's Earn, and he just gets, I guess, everything out of his system with that. Earn just looks on like, this shit's too crazy here. And pretty much ends like that, with Earn seeing Van is here. And we see Van and Earn have a little moment, and I think that Van and Earn aren't sure if their lives are meant to be together at this point or not. I think that they do find comfort in each other. By the end of it, we see that, but they're not too sure exactly where their lives are headed to in different directions, if they should have a cross between their lives. And I think that's a very interesting point that the show does make. So by the end of this, I think that we are definitely going to see them get into a ton more shit. I think the whole season takes place in Europe, so I think that's interesting. They have talked about that the season does actually deal a lot with white guilt. This was actually from Stephen Glover, who is another writer on the show. And I think that's an interesting topic to actually dive into, about white guilt and all of that. And we do see that in the next episode, episode 3, which I'll make a video about as well, so stay tuned for that. But I think we saw a lot of it here as well, with the tone deafness of everything going on. And I think it's going to be something good to explore this season. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on episode 2. I thought it was very good to reconnect with everybody, see where they were at. And I think season 3, episode 3 is where the action starts to pick up about what's actually going to be happening here. So stay tuned for that episode. It should be out by the time you're watching this, but if not, it should be out by tonight. So yeah, pretty excited for this season. I think it's really great. I think it started off amazing with that first episode. Was something that's like Emmy Award winning, especially with the true story and everything about it. But always check out the video on the left if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed, turn on the notification bell. Let me know what you think about the season so far. What do you think of episode 2 as well, and everything that happened in it? What do you think about that tradition? Let me know down below. I'm very interested to know y'all's thoughts on it as well. But as always, that's going to do it for me. If you haven't already subscribe, like, comment, share. We'll be covering every episode of Atlanta this season, as well as several other shows that you probably love. So check out the channel for more on all the stuff you love about pop culture. As always, we're on the road to 21,000 subscribers, less than 600 away. I'll see y'all next time. Stay safe, stay positive. Hey, if you've made it all the way to the end, really appreciate you sticking by. Just want to give a quick message. We are definitely going to be doing a ton more stuff here on my YouTube channel, as well as Twitter. I'll leave it down below, and TikTok. You can follow me there for more on the things you love about pop culture. And YouTube's going to be mainly for videos like this, TikTok and Twitter, more news stuff, as well as the Instagram. So I'll leave all of them below, and really appreciate you as we grow this channel and this site. So thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.